Back on open moorland. And you know what that means? It means cows. It means cows. It means cows. Or sheep or horses, but right this second it means cows. Do you like my little fix? This is actually a handlebar bag from Alpkit, but I'm using it as a rack bag. So this is my 2-day bike packing setup. We have rack bag, and I have a new long top tube bag, which is slightly too long for my bike, as you can see. That's what happens when you have a small frame. And then I am taking 2 water bottles, a 750ml and a, I guess, 500ml, because I can't carry 2 750mls because, again, they won't fit in my frame either. And then on the front I'll have my phone navigating here, got my light, got my bell. I don't have a rear light. I know, but I'm not alone. And hopefully I'm not going to be riding in the dark because I literally have a rear light that I can fit in this setup. Yes, I need to get one, I will get one, but I filmed my last video only a week ago, so I haven't had time to get one. We are off. It's about 13 degrees. It is Sunday, the 25th of August. It's maybe 9:20, and I've just started the Dartmoor Way, which is a 100-mile-ish circular route around the entire circumference of Dartmoor, a very hilly upland moorland national park. I've done this before, a few years ago, in the other direction, so now we're going to do it anti-clockwise. We're going to have a headwind, but there you go, it's a circle, you're always going to have some wind. It's really beautiful so far. Forecast is pretty mixed because we just had Storm Lillian. Very nice for her to drop by. But yeah, I'm really excited. A bit apprehensive because today is the longest day out of 2 days. 90 kilometres, about 1,500 metres of elevation, I think. So yeah, bigger than last Sunday when I did 90 kilometres and 1,000 metres of elevation. So this is what we've just done. We started the Dartmoor Way in Bovey, Tracey, and then we followed the Wray Valley Trail, which is a disused railway most of the way, all the way to Mortenhampstead, which is about 10 kilometres, I think. So yeah, I mean, you can obviously start the Dartmoor Way wherever you like. We started in Bovey, and yeah, 10 kilometres in. Oh, my legs are already tired, great. This is an actual hill on the actual Dartmoor Way. It is between Hospitt Cross and Chagford. Be aware. It's so steep downhill, I always walk it. And I'm even on gravel tyres today, but I still walk it because I mean, I haven't tightened my brakes for a while, but it's just so steep, I hate it, and it's so potholy, you really have to have your wits about you. Yeah, it's really tough. And I also walk it up in the other direction if I'm going the other way, but just bear that in mind when you do the Dartmoor Way. Also, I forgot to mention in Moretonhampstead that is a great place to stop and get a drink, get some food, whatever. There's a little co-op there and a cafe. There's probably toilets, I guess, there as well. We didn't stop because it's only 10k into an hour ride, but it is a great place to stop if you want to. Almost at Chagford, but getting into Chagford is such a bitch. The hill is so steep. So this is Chagford. It's another great place to stop. Oh my god, that hill's absolutely brutal. It's so steep. Just passed the sign that said this hill is going to be 17%. This is the section between, well, we just got to Throwley and we're now heading off to Okehampton. But this part of the Dartmoor Way is honestly, it's like short hills, but they are so incredibly steep, and you just get to the top of one and then you kind of get over the summit of it and then it goes straight down again. So you know you're just going to have to go back up the other side. And it's like that this whole way to Okehampton. It's really tough, but the views are nice when you don't have a hedge in your way. But what I tell myself here is that every metre of elevation that I get under my wheels now is one that I don't have to do later. So I'm just like counting down the elevation gain. You know what cattle grids mean? We're on to open moorland for the first time on this ride. Yeah! This hill is like a little subtropical valley, but man, it's a bitch. Nowhere near halfway yet either. So we are skipping the bit that goes down into Okehampton, which is honestly like a kilometre, and then it comes back up, and it's completely pointless. It just takes you into Okehampton, which is useful if you want to go to Okehampton. But instead there's this beautiful tramlines bridle way that links the two bits, so we're doing that instead. And it handily saves us 60 metres of elevation gain. And it's so much nicer. This is so much nicer than the really like busy way into Okehampton on the road. I can't believe that the actual Dartmoor Way doesn't follow this tram line. It's lunchtime, and that means Okehampton Station, because I've heard that there is a nice cafe here now that trains actually come to Okehampton Station again after a while of sporadically coming. Which means we're 40 kilometres in. Oh, we're 37 kilometres in, whatever. I'm hungry. So immediately after the train station cafe, we're now on the Granite Way, which is still the Dartmoor Way obviously, but it uses the Granite Way, which is like a 15-20 kilometre disused railway line to Lydford from Okehampton, or vice versa if you're going the other way. Got a bit of a squall, a bit of rain, a bit of wind, actually a lot of wind. We've come from the south eastern quadrant of the Dartmoor Way and over the top where Okehampton is, and then we're coming down the sort of north-western section of it now. So this is a really nice bit to have after lunch because it's a disused railway, so it's pretty easy. Like, it is a gentle climb and then it will be a gentle descent, which I'm very much looking forward to. And all that happens before some more big moorland climbing happens, which I'm not really looking forward to. The Pump and Pedal Bike Repair and Cafe, I think that's it. So there you go, Sowerton, take note of that. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, we're about halfway now, I guess. Or cycle hire and cafe options, should you need any. Again, this is like Sowerton kind of area. Man, the wind is really howling around here. This is August, I would like to say. It hasn't been like this for the last month, it's been beautiful. But this is amazing. So I got to a part where it's slightly downhill, like you cannot tell it's downhill by looking at it, but I'm just like giving it a couple of pedal strokes and then freewheeling. It is so blissful. There you go, another food stop if you want one. Sowerton Church cream teas. Oh. I almost never do this because I'm always too afraid, but I'm doing it hands-free and filming. Oh my god, it's so windy. What I love about railway lines specifically is that they build bridges across valleys. They don't send you into the valley just so you have to climb back up the other side. It's lush. So this literally runs alongside of Dartmoor, so on my right to the west is not Dartmoor, it's fields. And to my left is Dartmoor, and it's the big, right, really big hills. The tallest one is 600 metres, 610, 602? I don't know. But the rain stopped and the sun has come out. So you can get the train to Okehampton. You can get 4 bikes on the train. It's only 2 carriages, no, like, yeah, 2 or 3 carriages, but you can get 4 bikes onto it. You probably would want to book rather than wing it, but you can obviously get a train there, or you can hire a bike at Okehampton station and cycle just this, the Granite Way, back and forth. It will be a wicked day ride and really good for families because obviously it's completely traffic free, really safe and more or less flat. Also, do you like my new jersey? Long sleeved, fleecy from Chapeau. I bought it for £5 from Vinted. £5! £5! And it's got a zip pocket on the back. A zip pocket. One word of warning about Lydford is it has a gorge. It's very steep down, very steep up, but it's very short. It's just punchy. Okay, just did the actual Lydford Gorge climb. The gorge climb in Lydford itself is really short and punchy. The one at the entrance to Lydford Gorge, which is like another mile or so down the road, that's longer. Less punchy, but longer. Whew. Back on open moorland. And you know what that means? It means cows. It means cows. It means cows. Or sheep or horses, but right this second it means cows. Let me tell you a bit more about the Dartmoor Way. Dartmoor is basically a circular national park. It's just round, pretty much. And the Dartmoor Way is the full circumference of it. There are 2 versions, a hiking version and a cycling version. And they are slightly different, obviously, because the cycling version is on roads and the hiking version is on footpaths. What a view! So it uses lanes, it uses parts of the Eurovelo 1, which I think I'm on now as well. It uses the Wray Valley Trail from Bovey Tracey to Mortenhampstead, which is a disused railway line, more or less. And it uses the Granite Way, which I've just done. I did the Wray Valley Way this morning. So it uses the Granite Way, which is another disused railway. And then from Tavistock to Yelverton, I think, which is coming up today, that is another traffic-free cycle trail. And I can't remember if that is a railway line. It must be, because it has like some great tunnels on it. So that's another railway line. So it uses at least 3 disused railway lines. Hi, sheep. A couple of main roads, but they're usually pretty quiet and they're not very long. And then just lanes, much like this one, which is just wicked. Moorland Lane, what a view. The super ambitious among you, and I know there are some, could do it one day. It's obviously 100 miles, but it's a lot of elevation. I'll put on the screen exactly the stats because I can't remember them off the top of my head, but it's a lot. Maybe 3,000 meters. Maybe not quite that much. So you could do it in a day if you put your mind to it. I couldn't physically do it in one day, so I'm doing it in 2. I'm doing 2/3 of it today and 1/3 of it tomorrow, because that's how accommodation has worked out. So tonight we'll be staying at the Moorland Hotel above Chagford, not the Moorland Hotel in Bovey, there are 2. And we're staying there because it's cheap, not because it's halfway, because it's not halfway, it's well over halfway. Tavistock also has loads of accommodation, and so does Okehampton, obviously. Tavistock is more like halfway for us on this, from the starting point, but Tavistock accommodation was just more expensive when I looked, and the Moorland Hotel was a sweet, sweet bargain. So that's why we're staying there, mainly money. And I'm doing it this way round because I've done it before and I did it the other way round before. So I just wanted to do it a different way. It has been, we've had a headwind for most of today, but we would have had a headwind regardless because we would have started going westerly and it's a southwesterly. As yet, I haven't made my mind up about which way I prefer. So far, I'm having a better time than I did before, but I'm fitter than I was when I did it a few years ago. But I will say this about this way round, starting in Bovey and going to Morton, that's 10 kilometres of disused railway line, so it is slightly uphill, but it's a really good warm-up before you start getting into the hills. Whereas if I'd gone the other way, it's absolutely savage hills immediately. But obviously you can start in lots of different places, so it really depends where you start as to which way round you might want to do it, and wind direction in general. So this is now a section from Peter Tavy to Tavistock, which is off-road. It's 4 o'clock. We've done 70 kilometres. I'm feeling pretty good. I've got some really big hills to go though, so that's not good. This is Tavistock. Having a little takeaway coffee stop in Tavistock before our final 20 kilometres uphill back onto the moor. Quite chilly, quite wet weather. Bye. Cold. Here's warning. The hill on the cycle path into Yelverton is tough. It's tough, it's so tough. We're back up on the moor at Yelverton, which used to have an airstrip. It is really windy and mizzly, and the last bit of the ride is much further up onto the moor. So yeah, a hell of a crosswind. It's like I can feel it pushing my bike to the side. I think it'll be a crosswind up to the hotel as well for the next 40-50 minutes, which is better than a headwind, so there's that. This is a long climb up from Yelverton up onto the moor even more. It's relentless, but it is very low trafficked, which is always a good thing because cars are not fun when you're climbing up glacially because they get impatient or you have to pull over and then you can't get started again, yada yada yada. So it's a really nice lane, and we're obviously still on the Dartmoor Way. Really well put together. We've just finished the Drake's Trail as well. Not finished because it goes on to Plymouth, but finished our section of it. And that went on for ages. That was from Tavistock. We got off it at after Yelverton. Carried on past Yelverton. Traffic-free cycle trail. And then it split at a place called, I can't remember, but it's got the Skylark in Clearbrook. Split there. And we left the Drake's Trail and came up onto the moor. I also don't think this is our last climb. Tell you what though, like 80 something kilometres in, and I actually feel fine. So after my 90 kilometres last week, I guess I got some sweet gains from that. Alright chaps. It's so squally today. It's just like really clear and then suddenly just these squalls come along. But this one is only catching the edge of us. We're only catching the edge of it. We've got ponies on the road and a foal. That sign could not have been more accurate. In the distance is Plymouth and Plymouth Sound. You can see the sea. I mean, it's very hazy, but you can see it. We're here. Good morning. We are cycling from the hotel down to Ivybridge for breakfast, which is about an hour's ride. It's a lot hillier than I had anticipated, given that the hotel's in the moor and Ivybridge is not. So beautiful morning. It's very sunny, very humid. I'm overdressed currently and going up a hill. But Ivybridge is another great place to start the Dartmoor Way, because that's a train station, a mainline train station between Plymouth, well, between Penzance, I guess, and London, Paddington, or wherever you want to go. So it's pretty easy to get to. I imagine they'll have bike hire as well there. So aside from Okehampton, that's another really good place to start. you're doing the Dartmoor Way anti-clockwise, after Ivybridge you get to Bitterford. You see a railway bridge? You want to change into your lowest gear. It's so steep. This is the lane, oh my god, from South Brent to Avon Dam, and it is long and it is hilly, but it's really beautiful. So while we passed Avon Dam, and while it's really nice, I'm not going to cycle up there because it would take ages and it's uphill. It's not on the Dartmoor Way, it's just a really cool place. So if you do want to go and see the Avon Dam, you can cycle up there. 40 kilometres in after 3 hours. Almost at Rafiki's, the best cafe on the moor in Ashburton. Yes! I just wanted to say, I just finished my Rafiki's lunch and it was amazing, and I'm reading my YouTube comments, so thank you to everyone who comments on my videos, and I want to especially say hello to Steve H9428 because you say you're about to watch my Normandy video, and I just want to say thanks for commenting, thanks for being lovely, and thanks for being a part of this channel. It's really lovely to, I don't know, connect with other cyclists. Look, coming out of Ashburton towards Ilsington. It's so hard. It's so hard. Five kilometres uphill. And every time you go around a corner you think it's going to end. It doesn't end. Thou shalt not worship false horizons. Made it home. Oh my god. It ended up being 149 kilometers, I think. Which, what is that, like 100 miles? Like 95 miles or something? Today was just over 1,000 meters of elevation. Yesterday was almost 1,600 meters of elevation. It was tiring, but it's only 3 p.m. Like, we started at 9 this morning. We've cafeed almost as much as we've cycled. So this morning we didn't have breakfast in the hotel because I'm pretty skeptical about hotel breakfast a lot of the time, especially for budget hotels. Breakfasts are quite expensive and they rarely live up to expectations, so I can't comment on the quality of the hotel's breakfasts because I didn't try it and I didn't even see it. We cycled down to Ivybridge, which was an hour's bike ride. I say down, it was down and it was a lot of downhill, but it was also a lot of uphill in between. And then we had breakfast there. The cafe didn't open until 10, it's bank holiday today. It didn't open until 10, so we left the hotel at 9 o'clock. So we had breakfast there, crumpets, class A, and then cycled from Ivybridge to Ashburton. So that was it's extremely hilly, and the profile is literally this. It is just so difficult. Like every up is so crushingly steep, and then every down, like you're just gripping onto your brakes. And it's so steep, and it's all like, you know, blind cornered lanes. There wasn't much traffic on those lanes, which was really nice, but yeah, it was tiring. It's just so hilly to Buckfastleigh, like so hilly, and then down into Buckfastleigh, and then it's along an old A road, which isn't that busy, but it is wide, and it's a bit of a grind to Ashburton. And then it's Rafiki's best cafe in the world, and then Ashburton back to Bovey Tracey where we started. That is extremely hilly as well, and I sometimes I do it because I do it quite often on like Dartmoor loops. Sometimes when I do it, I'm like, oh, this isn't bad. This is actually okay. Like, it is really, really hilly, but it's bearable. But then sometimes, like today, at the tail end of a 100-mile route, yeah, I really felt that. So, obviously, I've done the Dartmoor Way before, but in the other way, I did it clockwise. A few years ago, I definitely preferred it this time, but I don't know if it's because of the direction I was going in or because I'm probably fitter now than I was then, and I also know a lot more what to expect now than I probably did then. So it might just be a mindset thing. I don't know that it matters which way you do it, because also I don't know which way where you'd start. Like a lot of people might get the train to Okehampton and start and finish in Okehampton and do the loop that way, or start and finish in Ivybridge and do the loop that way. It just depends on where you start it, which way the wind is blowing, literally, where you can find accommodation halfway or halfway-ish. It's completely up to you. It's going to differ every time. Dartmoor is a microclimate anyway, so you could have hail and bright sunshine and cloud and sleet and mizzle and like incredibly hot all in one day. That's just Dartmoor for you. So it's kind of luck of the draw. But I definitely had a better time this time. And if I was going to do it again, I think I would do it anti-clockwise again. Yeah, it was really fantastic. I am happy to be home, and I'm happy that I'm now going to go and get in the shower. Tell me if you've done the Dartmoor Way, or if you've done any of these kinds of like named routes that have been like a couple of days long or something like that, and which you recommend in the UK or further afield. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.